Hi, welcome to the market alert for Friday the 12th of December 2014, and starting off in the 5-minute chart, again pre-market we can see that prices were trading in a 50-point range, not a lot happening at all, but then as soon as the market opened, and as I said in yesterday's market alert, don't be surprised if prices move back to the upside. We see prices move sharply to the upside with 5 professional buying bars there in a row. The market stopping at the 17,700 and then eventually working its way through. We've got some potential weakness there, but as you will see that the market failed to close below the low of the telegraph pole, and then eventually prices traded up to the 17,750 level, which we see here. And then prices do come back but find support at the R1, and then you can see that the market's banging its head against the 17,750 level until we get to this other sign of potential weakness here. We've got an upthrust, and then we see the PTP and XXX and the market moving lower there. In between all of this, we had a XXX signal in between, and this produced a 20-point scalp trade there. You can see the market the high of the upthrust there as well, also being the top of the scalp line there, so just hitting the scalp for this buy signal. So then we ended up with the sell signal there. We've got, as I said, potential weakness there with an upthrust already. And then we see the market starting to move lower. And this trade, because of the bounce off this down at the 17,011 area, 17,711 area, we see the market finding support and then coming back, reversing, and then going down to the 17,700 psychological level there. And then we see the market close below this, and then prices continue all the way down. So in this situation, there's only the 20-point scalp available on the table, but it's still 40 points for the day there. What we were looking for is this type of activity to drive through the scalp, as we saw in yesterday's market alert, to actually initiate the trailing stop here. It's impossible to do that, and because of the narrowness of the price bars, but then eventually the market does break through and gains some momentum. It tries to bounce back, finds resistance here, and then moves back down to the 17,600 area there as well. So a choppy downward move. We're doing the level best to try and hold this market up, but eventually it had to give way. And in the daily chart, you end up with a pogo stick. And what's interesting about this pogo stick is certainly the volume. It is very high. It's the highest volume we've had for 3 days. However, the market certainly still looks a bit weak on the overnight, and I would expect prices to move lower. But however, what I would expect is some form of testing after this. So we could see prices move lower during the overnight session for New York, and then come back and actually finish off with some form of testing. If not, this market is going to move lower. But if you understand the test bars, of course, you know that there can be testing following pogo sticks and selling. So there is potential for that to actually happen in this market around 17,400, and see the market then come back. News. We've got 255. We've got the prelim UOM consumer sentiment. This is out just 5 minutes to 3. This is, of course, during the Dow trading session. It's a high impact news item. So again, anything could happen as we've got this sort of weakness in the background there at the moment. On the implied volatility front, we've got 1590 for the implied. This is not up an awful lot on yesterday, and 1778 for the historic there as well. So even though these are moving higher, yesterday I would have thought this would have been a lot higher, but of course the market moved higher to begin with, and then it was only in the latter part of the trading session when prices started to move to the downside, which is why we've only seen this sort of modest increase in the implied volatility. So let's see what today brings. Like I say, I would, if I had to make a guess today, it would be that the market's going to move lower, but then it's going to find support and rally back, with finishing with a test bar in the daily chart. If not, then it will be a sell day, and of course that will be dependent upon the UOM prelim figures, which are out at 2:55 this afternoon. Right, that's it from me for today, also for the week. Wishing you a peaceful and restful weekend. I will see you in Monday's edition of the Market Alert. As ever, thank you for your support, very much appreciated. And also for watching. I will see you in the next one.